Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's another exciting Wednesday where we are here as the Wonder Women.
Yes.
Wednesdays are for Wonder Women, and we're here. So today I'll be your co-host. I'm Maureen Akini, aka Miss Mo, and it is Sugar Paper. Stay tuned. Our guest today is none other than Marlene Atto.
Yes.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
Feel welcome.
Yes, I'm on board.
Relax. Viva.
Viva.
So you will tell us who is Marlene Atto.
Yes. My name is Marlene Atto. I'm 21 years of age. And I'm a student. Currently, I'm a student at Aripo University. I'm a finalist in my 4th year. I'm pursuing something known as medical psychology. And I'm glad to be here today. Yeah, I'm glad.
Karibu sana. So Marlene,
Yes.
you said you're pursuing something in medical psychology.
Yes.
What is that something in medical psychology?
This is something, it's a course in the medical field that deals with matters, the mental issues, things with our psychological well-being as humans. You see, we normally say that we normally focus on our physical health and we forget about our mental health. But currently, so many things have been happening. You see, with COVID and all that, and we find our mental health is normally not considered so much. But in psychology, that is what we deal with mostly, our mental well-being.
So did you want to do that mental psychology, or you chose because you were called to do that?
I wanted to do it because it is a different field that not many people engage in so much. So I thought, why can't I try and engage in the medical field and matters, mental health issues, matters psychology. Yeah, I found interest in such kind of issues. That's why I pursue it.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So you've said now we have the COVID-19 pandemic happening,
Yes.
and many other people getting depressed, people committing suicide. So we've been on a long holiday in 2020.
Yes,
Did you
yes.
get to practice what you've been studying for the past 3 years?
Yes, yes. At some point, in one way or the other, I managed to put into practice whatever I've learned. Because this is the time when most of us were at home and we were not used to being at home 24/7 with our parents and our siblings. And I could find friends sharing with me, like they don't feel like doing anything, they're just there. Those are signs of mental issues, signs that you're disturbed mentally. So at some point, I tried practicing what I learned in class.
Okay.
Yes.
By the way, ladies and gentlemen, we are experiencing some power surge. KPLC is happening. So bear with us. Don't mind about the quality. At some point, I saw you receiving some certificates.
Yes.
And then people were like congratulating you. What was that about?
There were many. I received a number. Which one specific?
Now tell us about all those certificates. Yeah.
Anyway, I can talk about the recent one that I received. It was for KUSO. KUSO is Kenya University Student Organization Board. It's an organization that speaks on behalf of students in Kenya. So I was elected in the post of the Western Region Coordinator, where I represent students from the Western Region on matters, comrade affairs. So recently we were sworn in, I think last month. Yeah, and that's where I received my certificate of work, something of that kind.
Thank you.
Yes.
So what made you think stand out? What stood out from the rest for you to be given that responsibility as the representative of the Western region?
It's commitment, passion, and zeal. I've been a student leader back in my campus, from my first year, second year, third year till now. And the zeal that I have for service, the zeal that I have to ensure things are okay, things are done, things are worked out. I think that is what gave me the platform. People saw that I was worth being a representative of their issues and articulating their matters at a national level.
Awesome.
Yes.
Was it elective or just?
Yes, it was an elective post.
Yeah.
Although it was done online due to COVID. We did our election last year in July. Yes, in July last year. And it was an online thing whereby you mobilize your fellow comrades and your friends to vote for you. And that is what I did, and that's how I secured the post.
So when did you realize you are going to be a leader from childhood, or it just came about in campus?
Actually, it's funny because, okay, when I was young, in class 4, I was a class prefect, class monitor rather. But time went by, I went like low-key for a while. Even in high school, I learned in Lugulu Girls. Yeah, and I wasn't so much into the leadership affairs, all that. But the moment I came to campus, I think things just changed. I realized that there is something I can do extra other than just being a student. And so in my first year, during my second semester, I tried out vying for the position of the finance secretary, which is among the student governing council post. And apparently I was vying with a guy, and I did my campaigns very well, and I passed. So in my end of first year and my second year, I served as the finance secretary. But there I'm a student at Alupe University. I didn't say that. Yeah, Alupe is a constituent of Moi University. We are 4 years old as at now. We are the first cohort. Yeah, we are hoping that we'll graduate this year. By the end of this year, the first cohort. So in my second year, I served also as the finance secretary, and then in my third year I went for a bigger post, office of the vice chair, of which I just handed over earlier this year, and that's when I shifted into the national politics, where right now I'm serving in as the KUSO Western coordinator.
Yes, amazing. That's quite some journey. What can you tell young ladies out here who want to join campus, who are in campus already? Because you said you vied against a man, and you went the winner, the counterpart, and it was a finance position. And you're there doing something quite very different, meaning you had confidence in yourself. Yeah. So what would you tell that young girl who's about to join campus, that young girl who is in campus but not willing to come out and go to such an extent?
Actually, there is normally a deficit in matters leadership pertaining women, and you find that society has made it a norm that men are the ones who can do this better, men are the ones who can lead. You know, it wasn't easy by the way on my side. I received some trolls and, from my male counterparts, like, this thing is not for ladies, why are you here, what are you doing? But I normally say there is more than just what you can see. Believing in yourself, like you can do it, you can deliver. You're not different from any other person, you're not different from a man. We both have two eyes and hands and everything. So nothing makes us different. And if they can do it, then we also can do it better.
So you believe in the notion that what a man can do, a woman can do 3 times better. Sawa. So you said you are a girl child advocate. What was your drive?
My drive, back in my village, I'm from Bungoma County, in a place known as Kimilili. Yes, and of course I come from a village, and I find there is too much, there is a gap. I identify there is a gap. Like for girls, the society puts it that you're supposed to be this and this kind of a person. Yeah, you just go to school, you come back at home, you do nothing, there is nothing different you can do. And definitely we even have few mentors who are ladies back at our home who can show us the way or the other. So I saw it wise that why can't I be that person who will change the mindset of people back at home, who will bring a change to my village, people, to my fellow age mates, that life is not all about just sitting there and taking things casually, but you can do something extra out of the blues. And that is what motivated me, that I'm not just like any other person, I can do something else.
So thank you for that. What have you done so far in regards to girl child advocacy at your level?
Yes, on matters girl child advocacy, I've done a number of activities. First of all, the mentorship programs. I'm engaged in so many mentorship programs whereby we engage ladies in various topics, more especially matters awareness, knowing yourself, and among other topics. And I've also done menstrual health hygiene programs back at home and other places. whereby we educate girls on their menstrual health, their sexual health, yeah, and making them learn how their body works, and even providing the sanitary pads. I think that is one of the main things that I've majored on doing, the mentorship programs, from the menstrual health hygiene program, yeah, plus among many other, so long as it's something that concerns empowerment. Yeah, that is what I do, just to empower them, and doing mentorship, providing the basics that they need. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So still on the same topic, charity begins at home. You
Yes.
said you come from Bungoma.
Yes.
But at the moment, I think Alupe University is your home.
Yes.
So have you done the same with the girls at the university?
Yes.
And what
Yes.
have you done for them?
Okay, we have a club known as WOSO, Women's Student Welfare Association, where we advocate for matters culture, rights of the girl, empowerment issues, and we've done a number of programs. One of them is SRHR, Matters Sexual Reproductive Health Rights, whereby we've been training ourselves on matters sexual reproductive health rights, because we know that now we have so many GBV cases and even toxic relationships in campus that are there. And that's why some of the things we've been doing, yeah, and even the pad drive we've done. Apparently, some time back, the women rep gave us some sanitary pads, which we were able to give out to those who are in need. Yes, and also economic empowerment, training girls on how to get money. Yeah, there is not a must to do these other things, find money in a legal way, but you can sit down, use your hands, and create money.
All about
Yes.
getting money genuinely.
Yes.
Let's take a break and get some shout outs. I can see we have Joe. Joe, thank you for watching. We have Sharon. Sharon, thanks for keeping it locked. We have Elvis. We have who? Bashir. Yes, Bashir. Thank you for keeping it locked. You can say hi to your friends.
Hi guys, I'm live on Sugar Paper.
Yeah, thank you for watching. We appreciate. We are still in the blackout, by the way.
Yeah.
So it's a challenge for a girl child in the university. It makes you attend succumb to peer pressure, because all of us don't come from the same backgrounds.
Exactly.
We have those who come from well off, some
Yeah.
come from very like poor backgrounds, and when they come to the university, they want to fit.
Yeah.
So you as Malin first, how are you coping with peer pressure?
With peer pressure, one thing I said earlier matters being assertive. And assertiveness entails know yourself, know who you are, know what you stand for, and know how far you can go, know the limit that you're working with. If I know this is what befits me, if this is what I'm supposed to work within my limit, if this is what my parents can afford, then when I get to understand that and I make peace with myself with that, then getting into peer pressure won't be something that I can struggle with. And that is what I've been doing. I know myself, I know this is what I want, I know this is what I'm supposed to do, I know this is how far I can go, and therefore I cannot be easily swayed because I know what I want. Yes.
So Mali knows what she wants.
Yes.
What about that girl who does not know what she wants? What can you tell her?
What can I tell her?
Yeah.
First of all, normally say that unafaa kujiita mkutano. So it's good to have a meeting with yourself, reflect about your life, reflect about who you are, and know what you want. There is more to life than whatever we are doing right now. Someone once said that you can't compare your chapter 1 with someone else's chapter 10. Don't know what they took for them to be there. So taking things step at a time. We understand we are students. I cannot afford to move around with very, very expensive clothes and living a very luxurious life. Of course, there will be a problem somewhere. But the moment I get to understand I'm a student, this is what I have as at now, and then it will be much easier for you just to make peace with yourself and understand who you are.
I agree, absolutely. So what is girls empowerment? What are the WOSWA team doing, what is it called, practically, to make things work at the university level?
At the university level?
Yes.
Of course, first of all, we advocate for the rights of the girl child at the university. And apart from advocating for the rights, we do advocacy, empowerment. Yeah, we do a lot of empowerment for girls, for them to understand understand what they're supposed to do, what they're capable of, and we train also on matters of leadership among the young girls. We have programs, like for last year we did a program on matters GBV, the gender-based violence, the toxic relationship in campus, and apart from that we also did the sexual reproductive health program, matters contraceptives, which caused a lot of uproars in the campus. People are like, why are you doing this? This is not right. But I know we are living in a community, in a setup where young people are sexually active, but we cannot deny that fact. So we also do those things for the sexual reproductive health, because we find also matters, pregnancy levels, the abortion levels and all that. So we do a lot of knowledge impacting knowledge on the girls campus. Also we also have fun activities that we engage in. Just because you see a lot of reading with no playing makes child a dull boy. So we also engage in so many activities outside just learning, like hikes. We go for hikes, team building. But mostly we empower girls every other time. Just do a lot of empowerment, and apparently we partner with other people. Like we have an organization known as TICA. It's based in Nairobi. It also deals with matters culture. They have empowered us severally, and we are glad that we are doing good so far. So far so good.
Thank you.
Yes.
Princess D, I know you're watching. Miss Cavacious, thank you for keeping it locked. Chris Martin, aka Pro, thank you for always being here supporting us. We love you. So you said there was an uproar when you were trying to advocate for contraceptives. I believe in campus we have some age group. Let's say from
18. Most of us are about 18.
Like consenting minors, right? So what was the uproar about?
I don't know. People just have issues. I don't know, personal issues or what. Because I remember when we released the poster for the contraceptive talk and matter sexually reproductive, people were like, no, this is wrong. We're not supposed to do this. It is immoral. It is against the church rules. So me, I was like, we are having professional on board, people, experts on board who are coming to train. We're not telling people to go around using P2 and all that. And of course, there is lack of knowledge about matters contraceptives. We have very many contraceptives. And I think people did just get that message clearly, because they felt like, this is a topic even in our society, in our daily lives, in our normal lives back at our family and our community, normally cause a lot of uproars. So I think maybe they were right to react that way, but it is high time we learn to normalize some of these things, that we cannot deny the fact that young people are sexually active. They're engaging in sexual activities, and it is better to prevent than to let things happen and then people come regretting later on. So because there is lack of knowledge, whereby you find maybe a girl will keep on taking P2 after every week, after every weekend, but no, it is wrong. So when someone comes on board, an expert, and trains them, this is how things are supposed to be done, after this and this certain time, this and this and this, it becomes better. Knowledge is better than just ignorance.
The whole says make people perish for lack of knowledge. Exactly. So and then what gravity to follow. We can see people should practice chastity. Because I see most of the universities are advocating for chastity. There's some chastity week campaign. So the Christian Union is doing chastity, and WOSWA is doing contraceptives. So there was bound to be some clash. At the end of the day, the message was passed. Yes. Somebody was asking yesterday, why do we have murder in marriages? So I won't ask you about murder in marriages, but I'll ask you about murder, like people killing each other in relationships. In campus, you've heard of the stories, a boyfriend killing the girlfriend, a girlfriend committing suicide. What do you think is the gap?
The gap where most of us rush into relationships with no advice, and even after seeing red flags, you still want to stick there, maybe because of one reason or the other. Yeah, at times you find in that relationship, maybe the boy provides for you every other time, and you feel like getting out of this thing, it will be a problem to you, and you don't mind some of the things that you go through in that relationship. So when we see a lot of toxic relationships, even in campus, and at times it because again I come back to self-awareness. You don't know your worth. You don't know what like yourself. There is no that assertiveness, and that's why you find most of us, especially ladies, fall victims of such kind of relationship. Very very toxic relationships. Maybe it's one reason or the other. I can't tell because maybe it is kind of personal. But at times it's just because you don't know what you carry. You don't know your worth. Yeah, I just want to stick there because how will my friend view me? Yeah, that after all this time again I'm getting out of this relationship, and like peer pressure, because everyone has paired up, of which is very common in campus. Pairing up is a common thing. You also want to pair up the peer pressure, and I don't mind the kind of suffering that you're going through in that relationship. So there's so many things that someone can make someone to stick in such kind of toxic relationship that normally leads to murder, death at some point. Yeah.
I agree totally. And come to think of it, do you think it is our parents are lacking to some extent? Like before they release their child or their children to campus, have they done enough to prepare them for what is coming ahead? Or it's just us being ignorant?
I think to some extent we can't blame parents alone, but to some point we can blame, because honestly, most of our parents, they can't sit down and tell you, when you go to school, you find this and this relationship, what matters, like that. They can't really bring it out clearly, but they will tell you, make sure you go and read, we want a degree, we want you to be like this and this, we want you to go for masters and all that. But they can't openly sit down and tell you, this is how things are going to be, you will meet such kind of people, this is what some of the things you're supposed to do, this is what you're not supposed to do in case of this, do this. You find there is no that freedom. Rather, they will keep on saying that we should not find you getting pregnant, we should not find you, there is so much don't. Yeah, instead of telling us what is supposed to be done. So at some point, the parents, they don't play a major role. I don't know, but they're not doing their part.
If you look at that camera, what can you tell our parents back at home?
From a young person point of view, and even from a psychological point of view, that it's good for us to create a safe space between your kids, parent and a child relationship. There should be a stronger bond between a parent and a child. Some of our parents, the way they know us back at home is not the same way they know us back in school. So it's good, you create a safe space between your child, get to understand your child, who really is she, who really is he. When you create a safe space, a friendly environment, then we'll be having less cases that may come about. Yes.
Before we speak on feminism, we'd like to thank you, Sunjondu, for watching, Sugar Paper, Andrea, you know them, Collins.
Yeah, I know.
You know them? Yeah, Sawa. So what is your general view on feminism?
I'm an upcoming feminist, and I'm not sorry, I'm not apologetic for that. Yeah, recently I was listening to Chimanda. She's one of the famous feminists we have in Africa and in the world. And you find most people, they support feminism. They think that we want to fight with men, we are there to diminish men, but that is not what we stand for. Yeah, feminism is just like the way I can define it. These are people who have seen that there is a gap in matters gender and something needs to be done. Yeah, we're not here to fight for being equal with men. No, we're just here to advocate for what is ours as women and what we stand for. Yeah, that's my view on feminism. Though they normally say nowadays feminism is toxic, feminism has lost its meaning, But we're not hurt people, we're not broken people who are out here to speak against men. That is one thing that we need to correct. Yeah, feminism is here to empower women and to bring confidence in women that they can do this, they can do that. Yeah, exactly. Just the way as Shimanda normally sees. Yes.
So I would say there is no feminism that is toxic. There's toxic feminism.
Yeah.
Like when you become too much.
Yes.
And then it gets into your head. Yes, maybe that becomes toxic.
Yeah, that becomes toxic.
You see, there's this lady aitwaje, huyu msichana anapenda kugonga Twitter. What is her name?
Yes.
Aoko.
Yes,
She's
yes.
always against toxic feminism.
Exactly.
Yeah. But I think women deserve our thinking.
Yeah.
And we have to go for what we believe in.
Yes,
Ndio.
exactly.
Yeah. So Tonde. Tonde nasikia una watch. Baki tu hapo usitoke. Davari, Abiri, I appreciate your support. Thank you very much. Mob love. You also mentioned you also partake in sexual reproductive health.
Yes.
Yeah, tell us about that.
This is just from the word that deals with the rights, our sexual rights. Nowadays, we get abused sexually and we don't know because you don't know who to report to, how to go about it. There is so much sexual harassment even in our areas of work, in our schools and every other places. So we do a lot of knowing our rights, to consent and to assent about our sexual rights and all that. So we just empower girls. It is good to understand your right as a young girl, your sexual rights. Yeah, because we find some of us, you're molested and you're like, no, just keep quiet. Yeah, because this is someone who pays your fees, this is someone who takes care of you, you're forced to keep quiet because there is nowhere you can run to, there is no safe space. So we try and create awareness on our rights as girls and even boys. This is something that both gender partakes in. So we try and make people understand that their sexual rights and their sexual health. You understand your sexual body and all that. Yes.
So what would you advise as a girl who has been sexually harassed? Like, what are the steps that she should take?
Okay. We have some legal steps, definitely. Though I'm not an expert really, but of course for some sexual harassment like rape, you go to the hospital. Of course we'll share with a friend, and without clearing evidence or anything, we'll just go the way we go. Definitely your mind will be traumatized, and at some point you may try and clean off yourself and all that, but it's good to go to the nearest facility, hospital or even a police. But you find the same police at some point, they may not help you. But it's good to seek help through your friends. You go and reach out to the nearest facility, and then from there you'll be directed on from one step to another. Yeah, but at the back of your mind, you should also have informed someone who you trust and whom you are close to and whom you think can be able to find justice for your case. Okay. Yeah.
We have the 911 issues. Like if somebody indecently touches you as a girl, what should you do? Should you scream at the top of your voice? Like what should you do?
Okay. When you harass, I have a band here. It's been written Bongana and Jane. You see, these are also some of the partners that we are working with. They have a toll number that is free. You can just call, and there is someone really at the other end to listen to you and to listen to your case. So these are some of the safe space that we have that people need to be aware of. At the 911, it is also of help, plus many other helplines. For me, I think I trust the Bongana Antigen. This is a safe space for young people who are going through so many things, like the sexual things, like rape, and even when you're depressed, you're having so many things and you feel like you need someone to talk to, but you cannot find one. This is a helpline that you can call. It is always on 24 hours service. Yeah, and someone is always ready to, on the other end, to listen to you and to help you to get the necessary justice and information and help that you need.
But at times there's something called the trapping. You heard of that? Like you go visit your boyfriend,
Yes,
and
yes.
then he wants to force you to indulge.
Yes.
Maybe they start by touching you in uncomfortable positions.
Mm.
So my question here is like, how do you go about that? Because you've taken yourself there, so
Yes.
it's like you are there willingly, haujalazimishwa. It's not a rape case or something. Yeah.
But we have something known as consent. Yeah, that's also one of the sexual rights that we talk about. Before you touch my body, I'm supposed to give you permission. I'm supposed to consent. Though I know I took myself there, but that one doesn't mean you take advantage of me at whatever cost or whatever anything. That's why we normally, it is good to know your right. Yeah, I have to consent before you hold me and you do the necessary. I have to consent and allow you to do that. Yeah.
So like what do, like I'm not sure if you're getting the question right.
If you take yourself.
Yeah, like you see anaanza kuja kushika and then ana get invasive. So in that case, what do you do? You know some ladies wanashindwa to fight, then they let it pass. Then they indulge into sex before hawaja consent. Because the guy may insist. You know, like when there are two of them inside, they don't know what is happening.
Yeah.
You know, just the girl has gone to see the boyfriend.
Yeah.
Maybe just to study or something. Then the man gets invasive. And it starts by a simple touch. Then the next thing you're being forced into having sex. What would you tell a girl in such a situation?
It's kind of tricky, but it's good to shout for help. Yeah, if you feel like you don't want to do this and you feel like it is wrong, you can shout for help. Yeah, so that at least people who are around there can be able to come to your rescue. And you can try and find your way out also. Yeah, but it's good even before going there to have it in mind that these are some of the things that might happen. The chances of this and this happening is very high, so I have to. That's why even the way we dress matters a lot. Yeah, when we dress in a manner that is suggestive and provocative, then definitely will wanting yourself into a friend can don't be easy. So it's better we take caution, because actually in that situation you can do just minimal or you can even do nothing. Yeah. More so if the man is so much strong and you cannot fight off your way. Yeah. So the worst will happen and it will be just another case, another very different case.
Yeah. Like they're told in church, avoid areas or situations that will compromise.
Exactly.
And then also you say the indecent dressing will attract such because you put ideas into his mind. And then they also say don't do what you don't want. Nobody should force you to do what you don't want. Yeah. Like always look out for yourself before somebody else does it for you. Yeah. So let's ease up kidogo. What does Marlene's typical day in the university look like?
My typical day. I love working a lot. They normally call me Mama Miradi because I don't like just sitting down. So of course, in a typical day, I'll go for class. Most of my classes begin at 8 a.m. I go for class, have a break, a lunch break, maybe do one other class in the afternoon. And then after that, do some games at home. I like keeping fit, so maybe do some running and some games, exercise at home. Yeah, and then after that, also apparently I'm a Christian. I am a member of the Christian Union. Yes, we normally have prayers, evening prayers, every Monday to Friday apart from Wednesday, where we have a devotion. So at 5:40, I'll go for prayers till 6:30, and then go back to my place. Yeah, have my meals and call it a day. But in between there, of course, some meetings when maybe, of course, I don't have class every other time. Like I can just have one in a day, two in a day. Then in between, the leadership meetings, the school meetings, and something of that kind. So on a typical day, I think that's what I do normally.
So you said you are a member of the Christian Union.
Yes.
I think that is the reason why you got a backlash when you came up with the poster for contraceptives.
Yes, I think so to some extent, because people are like, no, you are claiming you received, but whatever you tell people doesn't reflect our faith. So I think also that one brought a lot of uproars. Yeah, like I'm doing it.
You can see now we are very clear, right? Kenya Power has finally behaved. Now we can see each other clearly. There's no straining. So, I've seen you are managing your time very well at the campus. I think you can tell me I'm wrong, but most of the girls in campus fail to manage their time very well, right?
Yes.
And that's why they get themselves into problems.
Yes.
Yeah, that's something to know how your typical day looks like, because it is going to account for each and every time while at the campus.
Yeah, managing time is something that it's key. If you don't manage your time, then you will find you've wasted your 4 years and you've not done anything. Your work is just class, back to your hostel and all that. But it's good to manage your time.
Mamadi, thanks for watching Sugar Paper. David Muzungo, thank you also for watching Sugar Paper. You know we are live, we are live and the show is interesting.
Yes.
Malin is really empowering us here today. Despite her being a very young girl in the campus, Kenya Paper has happened, Kenya Power has happened. And Kenya Power has happened again. Oh, Kenya Power. Yeah. So Alupe University, you said, is a constituent college of Moi University.
Yes.
And you're the first cohort. So you might not be very famous, right?
Yeah.
So what makes Alupe University famous, and what are you trying to do to make it famous? To make other people want to come to Alupe University?
Of course, one thing that makes us unique, we're the only university at the border. Yeah, so in Kenya, I think that is one thing that distinguishes us a lot. And we're trying to engage in so many other things that will try and make us famous, like the national activities. Yeah, we'll try this one that other universities are engaging in. We are trying to be part of it, like the CMA competitions. Like even for my case, the KUSO thing, it's a national platform. We're trying to bring up people who will present us on a national platform. Yeah, I'm trying to get the right networks with other universities so that we can be able to blend and be like any other university. Yeah.
So for somebody who is, for a parent who is watching, maybe they're thinking of taking their kid to a university, most want to travel, go to other far away university.
Exactly.
What do you want to tell them today?
You know, it wasn't easy, even for our kids. Of course, you passed your KCC, you want to go to the University of Nairobi, you want to go to KU, but then you're here in a Lupe, in a village, you know. Actually, some of us even cried when it goes to do like this to us. But it's more than just building. A university is more than a building. A university is more than all the beautiful things that you can see around. And Alupe is just like any other university. And we have lecturers, very qualified one. And we have resources. And the environment around us is very conducive for our learning. So I normally say there is no difference between us and the University of Nairobi. At the end of the day, we are consuming the same knowledge and we'll be at the field practicing whatever we've learned at the end of the day. So it doesn't matter. And definitely, for my case, I'm a proud student of Alupe because it has given me a platform that I don't think if I would be in UON or in any other university, I would have had such kind of opportunity. So I've discovered who I am. I've discovered my potential and my capabilities, and forever I'm grateful for being in Alupe. I think my 4 years are worth it. Yes, being in Alupe.
And also say you can remove a girl from a village, but not the village from the girl.
Yes.
So even if you go to Master Shu, what do you say? Amaguo. That's
Okay.
University of
Massachusetts.
Massachusetts.
Yes, in the UK.
Yes, as long as you are, the village is still English, is still remaining.
Yeah,
So it doesn't matter where you go to
Yeah.
school, but what you get from that
Exactly.
university or that place that you go
And your
to school.
attitude.
And your attitude.
Exactly.
Yes, and your assertiveness,
And your
like
assertiveness.
you now here.
Exactly.
Yeah, like you're an epitome of what Alupe has done to you.
Exactly.
At the end of your 4 years, somebody is going to look at you and say, I want my child to go to that university.
Yeah, true.
Simple.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So you told me you were planning to travel back home.
Yes. I think we're winding up our semester this week. We are having exams currently. We're almost winding up our exams, and then we'll break for a week or two, and then we soon back in early April. For my kids, for my last semester, my fourth.
It's a short holiday.
Yeah, just like a short break, just a break.
I wanted to ask what your plans were. It was long, like the primary and the secondary one.
Just a very briefly, when the calendar was interfered with due to COVID. So we just had to break for a week or two, and then come back and wind up. But my plans, I have plans. I still have plans.
So what are those plans?
Actually, I planned, I was to come up with my own initiative, my CBO, community-based organization, of which I'm trying to finalize and work on the logistics of how I'm going to run it, on how it's going to operate. Yeah, of course, I've given it a name known as Msichana Mashinani, but I'm still working on the logistics, coming up with the legal requirements that are needed. Yeah, I thought it wise to come up with something that is my own, that I can be able to, it can help me maneuver my way out and be able to reach out to many people, not only back in my village, and even beyond Kenya. And that is what I'm trying to come up with as at now.
You make me want to go back to campus and re-strategize.
Really?
Yeah, like when I was in campus, when I was winding up, I was just excited. I was finishing my 4th year. I didn't know what to expect out here, and I wasn't prepared at the end of the day. So I think young girls should learn from that. You're still managing your time and your future, and you're doing it now, because the time is now, right? Because after you're done with campus, now it will be you against the world, and you're planning for it, right? Because it's never that easy. Yeah. So you want to share with the audience your Twitter handle, your Facebook, where they can reach you, your phone number?
I'm a politician.
You're a politician
yes,
too?
I'm a what?
Oh, you're
I'm
a
a young,
politician.
upcoming politician. I love politics.
I see you at the hub.
Yeah. I love, going up and about with men, doing campaigns and doing all
Contesting.
that. Yeah, contesting. I love it. Yeah, matters leadership in women. This is one thing that I've loved doing. And I think one day I would like to be one, maybe a governor or a women rep or a women senator. That is the BBI thing, Yeah, we also have the BBI talks and all that. Yeah. But at some point in life, I would like to be a representative of my people. Yeah, in the government, in whatever capacity, and represent my people.
So, just a general question. Would you prefer hills or flats?
Okay, which one would I prefer? I prefer to do hills, but apparently I'm opposite of that. Because I do a lot of walking up and down, moving up and about. So most of the time I'll be on my flat shoe, but because of my height and all that, I prefer to hills.
To elevate your
Yeah,
head?
to elevate my height. Yes.
Party or laid back? What kind of person are you?
But I'm an extrovert, so of course I love partying.
Oh, you're extroverted?
Yeah, I'm an extrovert. I don't love this staying back, but partying in the right way. Yeah, partying in the right way.
So what is partying in the right way?
Partying responsibly.
Okay.
Just doing it responsibly. I love going for hours, whatever. Yeah, being up and about. Yeah, I'm not someone who will sit in the house and just stay.
So, do you have female friends at most or male friends at most? Like, which one do you prefer?
I prefer male friends.
Male friends.
Yeah, for female, yes, of course, definitely we do a lot of empowerment and all that. but I normally like the other gender because they challenge me, and like just being and about with them. I like engaging in things which men do. Yeah, I like challenging myself.
In things which men do. Like what?
Of course, like the leadership issues, even games and all that.
You play games?
Yeah.
What is your favorite game?
Not too much. I just like jumping and moving up and about in the field.
Random games.
Random games.
Ah.
Yeah. Exercise.
Is Marlene single or dating?
Maybe I'm single. I'm still focusing on my books.
Oh.
Yeah, but I know definitely with time. Of course, the society expects us at a certain age you're supposed to have this and that. Yeah, so at some point, definitely.
So you also subscribe to the
The
society norms
I wasn't
and
really
expectations.
supposed to say that. I wasn't really supposed to say that. But okay, in psychology we learn that there is time limit for everything. There is a point where in your life you'll be expected to, so that you can attain some self-satisfactory and all that. Yes.
So who is your ideal man?
My ideal man.
Yes.
Like the kind of man I would wish to.
Yes.
Someone who can resonate with what I love, what I stand for. Someone who is sharp enough. Someone who can propose himself, and I don't want someone who is just there, doesn't know what he wants in life. And of course, someone who knows how to dress. Of course, a tall man. What else? Yeah, someone who is better. Yeah, someone who can add value to my life. Yes, and of course, you need to make it in life kidogo. You need to put an effort. Yeah, some effort. You need to see some effort in you.
Let me challenge you, kidogo. If you get a man who is none of the above but loves you so much, will you be patient enough to want to nurture you to be the kind of man that you want?
Yes, I think I'll be patient enough.
You will?
Yeah, I would. But then love comes first. Yeah, someone might have all of this, but without love, then what are we doing? Love should come first.
Should prevail.
Yeah, it should prevail.
Before I forget, there's been this debate on male circumcision, where they're saying the male should not be circumcised. Like it has very many negative impacts. What is your thought about that?
Actually, male circumcision, for me, I don't resonate with what people are saying currently. Though I don't know much about circumcision, but what I know, it has benefit people. Then what is it that has happened that now it is not good again? Like we need to go back to the drawing board and try and unbalance these issues. What is it about circumcision? What are some of the positive effects and what are some of the negative effects? Then we try and weigh out which one outweighs the other. But so far so good, even from the day immemorial, people have been engaging in circumcision. And of course, I've had friends who they weren't circumcised at some point. There were big people in high school and all that, and they would say, I don't feel okay, like I'm not man enough. I'm not man enough because I've not been circumcised. Of course, those are private and confidential talks, but you see, this is something that, some things we cannot turn away from. Yeah, it's been there, and even if you try and adopt the Western culture at some point or another, you will feel out of place. So I think we need to go back to the drawing board and see why is it becoming an issue? Why is it an issue again? And this is something that people have been doing, and it brings some psychological, wellness in someone. That's why you find people who are not circumcised and like, no, you're not part of us. Yeah, so I think maybe we need to go back to the drawing board, and though we are flexible for change, life requires us to be flexible, and whatever comes out, then that's what we work away.
Yeah. So I'm thinking, like, for those friends who are saying that they feel that they're not man enough because they're not circumcised, do you think it's because of what people say for the uncircumcised, because they're not men enough?
Yeah.
No, that's just my thought.
Yeah.
I stand to be corrected. Yeah, because we have societies where they don't subscribe to circumcision up to now.
Oh, yeah.
The same we have communities that are still partaking on FGM.
Yeah.
Exactly. What do you think of FGM?
FGM is not right, and it can't be right at any given point. This is something that if the people are still doing that, then there is a problem somewhere. Female mutilation, it is not right. For me, I don't. That is not something that we can even sit down and discuss. Yes.
Yeah, you say that with a very sad face.
Yes.
But it's happening.
Yeah, it's
so
happening, unfortunately.
Yeah, but it's not right.
That's
why it's called mutilation.
Yeah, mutilation.
Yeah.
You're doing harm to the culture.
So before you give us a parting shot, maybe you can share
my social media platform.
Yes.
Yeah. First of all, I'm very active on WhatsApp. Very, very, very active. And I'm on Instagram as Marlin_Ato_. Yes, Marlin_Ato_. That is on Instagram. On Facebook, I'm Marlin Ato. On Twitter, I'm Marlin Ato. Yes, and I've got my email, marlinato99@gmail.com. Yes, and on WhatsApp, of course, my WhatsApp number. Can you?
Yeah. Do you want to share your? It's.
But you'll find me on Facebook. But I'm not active on Facebook so much. But on Twitter, I'm active, and on Instagram, tunasle huko kidogo pia on Instagram at Marlina_Ato_. Yes, kindly follow me. Yes, follow me on Instagram also.
They see you slay.
Yeah, not really, but
nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Wendy, thanks for tuning in. Mob Lab. So, what is your parting shot? You want to tell us your friends, university comrades?
But never settle for less. Never settle for less. You can do so many things. Life is more than what you can imagine. Yeah, for me, I wouldn't know that one day I'll be here. But I'm grateful to be here. I'm honored, I'm humble. Yeah, and never settle for less. You can do this. Yeah, Chimanda, I will refer to her once again. Yeah, she's one of the famous feminists. She once said that the society has put it that we have to do better, but not do much better. You can have dreams, but don't dream too much, because when you dream too much, men will feel threatened. So we are here to change our attitudes and change your mindset that you can do this, you got this, and you're capable, and the future is female, and the future is good.
Future is good.
Yeah, the future is good.
Yeah. You've heard. The future is female.
And the future
is good.
Yes.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, that has been Marlin Ato.
Yes.
I hope you've learned a lot from her. We can borrow a leaf or two. And for the young girls in campus, we now know what to do. We have to be assertive.
Yes.
We have to be confident. We have to be know your self-worth and go for what you believe in.
Yes.
And beyond the sky should be your limit.
Yes.
Let no one and anything limit you. Sawa.
Yes.
So this has been Sugar Paper, and as I started, I mentioned I'm just a co-host. The main host, Sophia Onana Avulo, is in the kitchen cooking for the next series of Wonder Woman. You don't want to miss the next coming series. It will be bigger and better. On Friday again, we convene here for an interactive session with Akina MC Kildi and Akina Dan Sumbu and myself. So be sure to be here again, live on Facebook at Sugar Paper, on IG Sugar Paper 254, Twitter Sugar Paper, any other platform Sugar Paper. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Maureen Akinyi. Have a blessed night. Bye bye.